Nope. Just kidding. I wrote this song on hallucinogenic drugs. It's true story. It was in the aftermath of this big storm in Memphis that we lovingly call Hurricane Elvis. And I went into the backyard and I wrote this song. It had about 40 verses, and I maybe played this particular bit for about 4 hours before any lyrics came. I've edited it down to this particular song. There was a whole subplot about a moth. It was a day like any day. The sun came on but didn't stay. I took a ride, I came back home, but all I find is later. It was a night like any night. The moon came on, shining bright. Excuse me. Flashback. It was a night like any night. The moon came on, shining bright. I'm not exactly sure what's happening, but I must have a sip of this coffee. 1 second. Are you with me or against me? Really want to know where this goes?
Yeah.
Okay, let me pull it together.
What about the moth?
You want to hear about the moth? Wait, the story might actually be better than the song. So in the aftermath of this storm, I had a roommate at the time, and his name was Doug, and I had just recently moved in to stay at the house temporarily while I was getting on my feet for the next place. And we had a shared key between the two of us. And he's the one who convinced me that we should probably take hallucinogenic drugs. We both worked at the same restaurant at the time, and we didn't have to work. There was no power, so we did this like adults. We copped the acid the day before and wisely took it like adults at 11 the next morning after a solid breakfast. Not like being too drunk to realize you shouldn't take the acid way in the small hours of the night after partying. So we're going to do it right. Try to have like a real, spiritual experience with it. So we take the acid, and then Doug's phone rings moments later, and it's the manager of the restaurant that we worked at, and this conversation goes kind of like this. Oh man, shit man, I can't take this shit anymore. You gotta take me to rehab, man. I can't. So apparently the manager of the restaurant, who had had a little bit of a cocaine habit, which had gotten expensive so it turned into a little bit of a crack habit, had been on an all-night bender and was asking Doug to come take him to rehab. So Doug's like, man, that's like 15 minutes away from his house. I think I can be back before this kicks in. I'm just gonna go do that. This is so crazy, okay. Bye-bye, Doug. Doug leaves, and several hours later, I'm getting really kind of antsy, and I think it might be time to go take a walk. It's working pretty good for me now, so we have the shared key. So I go to put the key in the mailbox, but I think, oh, but this is such a good opportunity. And we had a Coleman stove, gas stove, that we had some noodles on. We cooked noodles on, and I thought, well, I'm going to put the key in the mailbox, but he's going to have to reach through those noodles to get to that key. That's what's going to have to happen. I just thought that would be the most hilarious thing in the whole world. And so I filled the mailbox with these noodles on top of the key. And I go on this long walk, and when I get back, his truck is still gone. And I know the noodles are there, but I reach my hand in, like, okay, I got to go through the noodles. And I get to the key, and I pull the key out, and I'm just like, and my hand is covered in blood, but it was actually ketchup. Doug had been back and put ketchup all over this key, the noodles. So I put the key in the lock, and three or 4 days later, we had to completely replace the whole doorknob because the ketchup corroded the lock and you couldn't turn with the key anymore. Anyway, so after I got back in the house, I went to the backyard and wrote this song. We're going to start over, and I'm going to sing it beautifully for you.
It was a day like any day. The sun came on but didn't stay. I took a ride, I came back home, but all I find is later on. It was a night like any night. The moon came on, shining bright. I breathe a sigh, I deeply moan, but all I find is later on. I go to town most every day, but I don't stray from my way. Don't lift my eyes to any man. They don't all bite, but they can. I still have